Hey man, what it is? This is Deem, and I am your host, and this is By Any Means. There go the Cash App. Y'all know it work. Support your boy. Y'all know it work. There go the PayPal at Deem by Any Means. Hit that super chat. That work too, y'all. Hit that super chat. If you say I'm begging, I'm begging. I don't care what these Earthmen be saying. Yeah, I ain't rich. I'm trying to get there. You hear me? Um, this video right here is why y'all rocks with Dean. And I want to apologize, y'all, because this is long overdue. But y'all know how Dean give it up, man. I don't like talking about people until they on my radar enough where I can make a real sound analysis of them. We gotta talk about Opetaia, man. Um, I don't even know what to really say about the man besides he's scary. He's like I love arturbeterbiev, dmitrybivol, and Canelo, and all of those guys, and can't none of them beat him. Unfortunately, he's that scary. I just think he's too small for the heavyweights, but he could be like a Joseph Parker, put some weight on, do what Usyk did. I don't think Alexander Usyk could beat him. Unfortunately, Opetaia, besides Gervonta Davis, might be the most entertaining and most dangerous fighter in boxing. Every single punch, every single movement that this man does is to seek and destroy. He's like Arthur Beterbiev, but just with more vitriol, just with more athleticism, just with more just meanness. He's mean, man. He was in the outback fighting kangaroos. I'm telling y'all. I feel so bad for Opetaia, y'all, because he's in the wrong era. His birth certificate. His birth certificate is the only thing that's wrong with the man. He's in the wrong era, and he's in a weight division don't nobody care about. And that's the sad part when it comes to this boxing stuff, man. Because it's guys like him, Bam Bam Rodriguez, people like that, they ain't gonna never get even Bam Bam being in the smaller weight. Like people care more about those divisions than him because at least Bam Bam get noticed on pound for pound list and all of that stuff, y'all. Opetaia is possibly the most dangerous man in boxing. Love David Benavidez. I don't think David Benavidez could beat Opetaia. David Morrell, my guy. I'm not too. He at Southpaw. I'm not too sure about that because all the advantages that they got, he got. He's naturally the bigger man. And if you haven't been watching this fight, y'all, he's fast. He got movement. He's agile. Jaiopetaia could easily have been a tight end in the NFL. No problem. And the sad part is, I do think that he picked the right sport for his God-given ability. The problem is his size, is that he falls in a weight division. I think he would have to absolutely strip himself of everything to be at light heavyweight. And I don't think he's quite big enough to be at heavyweight. And if he do go to heavyweight, people like Bacoli and those big, like, come on, man. I do think Opetaia knock out Jared Anderson, though, and Joseph Parker and those smaller heavyweights. But when you're talking about, like I said, I think he could go to heavyweight and do his thing. I don't put it past him. Because my biggest thing would be if he gained like another 20, 25 pounds, but was able to keep his agility and his speed, the power of be there, obviously, because he got bigger, then I think he could do something up there. But it's unfortunate that the perfect weight division that he's at, and don't get me started on this Bridger weight stuff. Of course, y'all, he could go to Bridger weight, but we're not doing that, y'all. Like, don't miss me with the Bridger weight stuff. I don't want to hear nothing about no Bridger weight. Okay? You put, like I said, He's similar to Deontay Wilder in that way, but he's just not as tall as Deontay Wilder, so he can't get away with it the same way. Like I said, man, I think Jaiopetaia, unfortunately, I think his biggest thing he needs to do is go to heavyweight, man. Because he's going to be undisputed at cruiserweight without a doubt. There's nothing there for, like, there's literally nobody there that can do anything with him. Out of all the boxers at their weight division, he's literally the most head and shoulders above his whole weight division. And y'all know how I feel about Jaron Ennis at 147. But Jaiopetaia is even better at cruiserweight than Jaron Ennis is at 147. And it's unfortunate that Jaiopetaia wasn't born 15, 20 years ago. I mean, not born 15, where he was in his prime or being a young man 15, 20 years ago, man. And that's the unfortunate part. Some people going to fall to the wayside. And it's people like me, it's people like Dean that got to keep people like Jaiopetaia name alive and make sure that y'all understand just how great of a fighter the man is. He's stopping people with no issues. I haven't seen nobody even give him a fight, like even give him a kind of a contest, and it's not his fault. He's an absolute animal, man. He's an absolute animal. And like I said, man, he's somebody that'll go down in the Hall of Fame and all of that stuff for things he's going to accomplish, but it's going to be with like, people going to be like, yeah, Jaiopetaia was good, but who he fight? Who was there? He was in cruiserweight. Nobody cared. And that's unfortunate for him because we got a generational talent in a weight class that nobody cares about. If Jaiopetaia could strip everything of himself to make 175, he'd be the guy everybody would want to fight. He'd be all we would talk about, to be honest. But unfortunately, that's just not how the cookie crumbles, man. And it's similar to somebody like Jamal Crawford, y'all, in basketball. Like, just nobody wanted to ever really put him in the starting lineup and really put their franchise behind him. But if you're a real hooper, we all know Jamal Crawford should be in the Hall of Fame because nobody in your Hall of Fame could guard him, unfortunately. If you're a real hooper, you know how good Jamal Crawford is. It's like ISO Joe, y'all, like Joe Johnson. If you're a real hooper, you know Jamal Crawford and ISO Joe they was them for real. But circumstances, man. You got Jamal Crawford that was on basketball teams that had to bench him because they didn't want their team to win because they was tanking. Or they had a star guard and didn't knew that they had to put Jamal Crawford on the bench because he probably outscored a star. Steve Francis wasn't better than Jamal Crawford. You see what I'm saying? Love Allen Houston and Latrell Sprewell, those guys, they're not better than Jamal Crawford. And it's just unfortunate for Jaiopetaia, man. He's a straight dog. Y'all, if do me a favor, when he fight, just support him, man. Because he can't do nothing about his size. He can't do nothing about his birth certificate. And he can't do nothing that a lot of guys that would be in that weight division, they choose to be wide receivers and tight ends. Or they choose to be shooting guards in the NBA or small forwards in the NBA, more like a small forward. It's just unfortunate, man, for the young man because he's 29 years old, about to be 30 years old, and he's just getting talked about now. That part is unfortunate because he's a hell of a fighter, and I hate to use Floyd Mayweather words, but he's a hell of a fighter, man. His trainers in the corner was like, where your jab go? And John was looking at them like, a jab for what? I don't need that for him. For what? What he gonna do? Okay, I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use it a little bit. Wop wop boom. Wop wop boom. Yeah, I mean, just to satisfy you, I use it a little bit. I don't need that for this, man. Man, y'all already know, man. Go support Jaiopetaia, man. I make content like this, videos that probably won't get a lot of views and stuff for that reason. And I made it for that reason, y'all, because that's sad. That he's a superstar in boxing, but I never get the credit for being a superstar because he brings everything to the table. He could speak English well. He brings everything to the table we will want from a guy that we claim we like being superstars. But he ain't gonna never reach that pinnacle. And y'all all know why he not. And that's the sad part about boxing. He gonna have the Aaron Pryor effect, man. He gonna have the Aaron Pryor effect. And it's so sad that Aaron Pryor should be, but won't be mentioned with the Tommy Hearns, Roberto Duran's, Marvin Hagler, Sugar Ray Leonard's. It's unfortunate, ain't it? But YouTube wasn't around then. It's on guys like me and other fellow content creators. Let's give Jaiopetaia a little bit more shine, y'all. I ain't calling nobody out. I ain't knocking you. I get it. But because I've been guilty of doing the same thing no longer after the day. Y'all already know what this is, though, right? Deem by any means. And I holla at y'all.